Hey guys, welcome back to another unboxing and review video. So up today we have a few different things. So if you guys saw my haul video, you know that on the first I went and picked up all the first wave of Fortnite. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Fortnite squad mode, which is going to be on the right side. And then the contents that were in the loot Llama Piñata, and then two of the mystery chests that also picked up, and some of those weapons and accessories are on the left side of what's in front of you. So right off the bat, let's just take a look at what we got in the squad mode. And so I'll bring up the packaging, and you know, a lot of people have seen this. The figures have been taken out, and so all the contents again are in front of you guys. But really colorful, really traditional Fortnite style of really nice artwork. You know, I liked the packaging for it. It was a good way. Everything out of the package was a different story. So I guess the first thing that I wanted to talk about before we go into articulation and review of the figures, the package itself for the 4 figures, Cuddle Team Leader, Bright Bomber, Ragnarok, and Rex, was $39.99. The only place I found this was at Target. That part went very smooth. Once I got them out of package, it just kind of took a turn for the worst. So this is actually my third 4-pack that I've had. And the reason why it's been a few days since the release of the figures is because I haven't had very good luck with the figures. So I one of the sets that I pulled out, the Ragnarok legs, ended up breaking off. Because how these figures, like, so I guess the best way to explain it is the articulation for these figures, right? There's 19 points of articulation on this figure. They've got ball jointed biceps, hinged elbows, swivel and hinged wrists. They've got an ab crunch. They've got a waist swivel. They've got a ball jointed head. They've got ball jointed hips, thigh swivels, double jointed knees, and then they have this hinge, and that I'm not going to do because I've already broken enough figures. But they have a hinge ankle, and then it also swivels, so it'll swivel as well. Now, what I noticed was happening with a few of the figures that I had is that plastic on the back side, and I don't know if you guys can see this, I'll try to get this as close as possible. I had to use like a knife to kind of take the plastic off that was over molded on the ankle hinge itself. So what was happening is the small basic plastic peg portion that was inserted into the foot was snapping because the plastic was over molded the joint. And there's been a few different problems that I received for this. So this is the first pack that I've gotten where I was able to kind of remove all the plastic from the ankles, because how these figures were displayed is their ankles in package were completely like parallel to their thighs. It was weird. I didn't understand what was going on with it until I got them out of the package and realized they were struggling. So that was what I started with this. I was able to get Ragnarok taken care of, and he, you know, he's fine. Again, I'm not going to mess with the articulation more than enough. One thing that has really been a bummer with Bright Bomber here is that on, if you guys can see it right here, so on her right shoulder, the plastic that goes around and molds around the joint, like the ball, what is the ball joint that pushes into the thorax, like the thoracic cavity portion of the figure, has broken off. And so, you know, on this side, on our left side, it's intact. It's fine. It's a little protruding. So the plastic that they use for it isn't the greatest, but on this side, first time that I moved her shoulder up, the plastic started separating. And, you know, again, I'm not really going to pick at it all that much, but it's definitely been a really big disappointment that I've had. And it's only been with this 4-pack, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Besides that, you know, she has extremely loose joints. I can't get her to stand up very well because her right side double jointed knees are extremely loose. Same thing happened with her right elbow hinge joint. So her freaking her elbow just is very loose. I mean, it doesn't stay in place, and she won't hold the weapons very effectively. So, you know, that's why I'm not having her holding anything really by itself, and let's see if we can actually get her to stand. She does have the bright bag attached to her that I was able to get from the Loot Llama Piñata. And so that was, you know, kind of the other annoying thing about this is that you're having to buy multiple sets to get everything that the figures have included. We'll take a look at Rex. So Rex was a little bit of a struggle as well. So he comes with a removable helmet. It's just rubberized. It's pretty nice quality. You know, it's just rubber. It does the job. It doesn't stay on very well. And if you notice, he's got the default Jonesy head mold. So that was a good, if I can get it to focus on the figure, a good way to kind of repurpose and reuse the Jonesy head sculpt and make another figure out of the wave. He kind of suffers from the same problems that I had with both Ragnarok and Bright Bomber. His ankle hinges weren't nearly as bad, but they were extremely stiff. Trying to think, it was his right elbow joint that was really stiff, and once I kind of got it in place, it got pretty loose afterwards, and so I've got him holding the minigun that came in one of the mystery loot chests, and I'm not really gonna move him a whole lot else besides that, because everything has gotten extremely loose after taking him out of package, and that's a really big disappointment, you know, that I would say for all of the 4-pack, is that once you get these guys out of package and you kind of move them around, you get them molded, you get them in a position that you want, they're not very malleable, I guess, or durable would be the right way to explain it, because the plastic that Jazzwares decided to use for these figures isn't really effective when coming to having a play value to it. Now, one thing I will say with the Cuddle Team Leader is that she, at least in my package, and I think this is a lot of the problem that I've had with this package comes to quality control, because the Cuddle Team Leader that I have doesn't really suffer from the same problems. I didn't have the ankle joint issues with her. I didn't have loose joint issues with her. The elbow joints didn't, you know, automatically get those stress marks put onto them once I bent them, and everything's intact. She's very clean cut. The figure looks really good. So I think, and I'm hoping for this just leveling down to a quality control issue and not something that Jazzwares was, you know, aware of having this ridiculous problem with the figures and just releasing them anyways. You know, additionally with this set, they come with, it's 5 weapons. It comes with 2 legendary dual pistols. It comes with a legendary heavy shotgun, an epic version of the, I think the semi-auto sniper rifle, which is right here. And then the epic version of the scoped assault rifle, along with the pickaxes for each one of them. So Ragnarok's is really nice quality. Got some translucent blue to kind of simulate that ice, which it's a really nice harvesting tool. Cuddle Team Leaders, as well as really good paintwork on the harvesting tool. It looks really nice. Same with Bright Bombers. Looks really nice. The only problem that I've had with the figures holding their harvesting tools is I can't get both their hands wrapped around the harvesting tools. Seems like the handle portion is like too small for them with their articulation to be able to get their hands on it, which, you know, again, it's just kind of a bummer when you're spending this type of money and you have Fortnite's name behind something because you're wanting it to be, you know, perfect. I know a lot of people are buying these for kids for Christmas, and I'm just letting you know, parents, you might have some upset children on Christmas Day if they had the same quality control issues that I had. Going away from the 4-pack, one thing that I will say that I was really just kind of blown out of the way with was the Loot Llama Piñata. And so the Rust Lord figure does not suffer from these issues at all. The joints on them, this figure, are extremely tight. There's been no issues. One thing I will notice, like, you know, with moving his ankle pivot and it just hinges. It seems like all the joints on the figures, and this could be part of the reason why they're having problems is it's using a notch system. So everything that you bend, it clicks into place. So it's clicking into place, and that's where it kind of rests. So I think part of the problem with the stress marks on the figures and causing the issues with the plastic on the outside is that having that hinge method inside the joints to kind of keep them in place is actually hindering the figure. But besides that, at least with the 4-pack, I haven't seen that issue with Rust Lord. But Rust Lord looks phenomenal from his in-game. He's got the Rust Bucket back bling that I had to get from one of the loot chests. So he did not come, the back bling did not come with the Loot Drama Llama Piñata. But the figure looks great. And the articulation on this guy and the quality of this figure does not suffer from the same issues that the 4-pack did. And that's kind of why I'm hoping that this comes down to just a quality control issue with the figures. And I talked about that a little bit, that the value pack of you buying the 4-pack as opposed to either the basic figures or some of the other ones is you're saving over $12 when looking at price per figure ratio. So I'm thinking that could be one of the reasons why they just kind of let the quality control on the 4-pack so bad compared to the others. Some of the other accessories that came in the Loot Drama Llama Piñata included a bunch of firearms. So we got a rare Tommy gun out of it, an epic version of the Scar. We got the legendary scoped bolt-action sniper rifle. We got the grenade launcher. We got a suppressed submachine gun in the uncommon form. A rare pump-action shotgun. One thing I will say about this is this, compared to a figure, takes up over half of the body. And with the handle on this, it won't fit in the figure's hand. So that's kind of a disappointment for one of the most, I would say, used weapons in the game. That's, got a lot of commonality to it. It's, it drops very frequently and a lot of people use that in game. The next one up is the rare AR. Really nice, it's standard M4, but it looks really nice. They did a really good job to have the in-game likeness for this assault rifle. It looks really, really good. That's one of my favorites. Additionally, it came with an epic version of the heavy shotgun, and then a couple more. The legendary burst assault rifle, the FAMAS. We got an epic light machine gun with a bipod extended, so that's really nice to have that. And then we got another legendary rocket launcher. So additionally with this, it came with the back blings for Bright Bomber, the Cuddle Team Leader, and Rex. And then we also got the satchel, which is for Raptor. And Raptor came on a single pack, and I have him. I need to review him at a later date. And then with the mystery packs, some of the weapons that came with that included the scoped assault rifle, the tactical submachine gun that Bright Bomber is holding right over there, Cuddle Team Leader's burst assault rifle, the minigun in Rex's hand, and then the legendary scoped assault rifle. Which again, with this one, I had a little bit of trouble getting this into figures' hands because the handle for the firearm was a lot thicker compared to some of the other ones, and you can see that when looking at these two. Let me try to get it to focus. There's a big difference on the width of the handles, so that was kind of a little bit of an issue. Last things included in the Loot Drama Llama Piñata were some building material that were exclusive to the Piñata, which have these sprays. So the only sprays right now that are available come in this set, and it's the GG's, the Good Game, and then Drift's spray on, looks like on a brick style building material. I guess, when looking at whether or not I would recommend these products for purchase, I'm really disappointed in the 4-pack. And that was one of the things I was most excited for. The Loot Drama Llama Piñata was $24.99, came with a bunch of accessories, an amazing figure that's extremely high quality. I would definitely recommend that. When looking at the little loot chests in the back, so these go for about $9.99. I found them at GameStop, and they have, you know, 6 to 7 accessories, usually a back bling and then a few different weapons. You know, I would kind of wait for those, honestly, to go on clearance or drop price a little bit. I think kind of $10 for that's a little overpriced. You know, I have a hard time recommending the 4-pack. I wouldn't buy it right now. I think it's absolutely too expensive for the quality control issues that are happening right now. If you have the set and you don't have any issues, definitely leave a comment. Maybe I just got unlucky with the few that I had to return and the one that I ended up getting and settling on. If you're not having the problems, good on you. You're lucky. I wish mine didn't have these problems. But hopefully when they make the next round, I think these are, you know, because my targets are already sold out of these right now, and so they said that restocks would probably happen mid to late December. So hopefully by that, with the new stock or the new production, they're not going to be suffering from the same problems. So I'll give it another shot, definitely, but it is definitely a letdown and a disappointment to have the issues that I've had with the figures so far. I will say, you know, if you're a G.I. Joe collector, or, you know, if you're a fan of the line, these figures fall in line with them. They're same height. You know, they're good additions to that, especially since Hasbro is not making the, you know, the G.I. Joe line anymore. But I would not recommend the 4-pack. And that's a really big disappointment on my part, because there's really popular skins on the 4-pack, and it's just my experience with it has not been great. If you guys, you know, have questions, obviously leave a comment. If you guys have the 4-pack again, if you're not having the issues, please leave a comment. Maybe like I said, man, I got unlucky. If you like the video, if you like the review, please leave a like for the video. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. I've got a bunch more of these sets that I'm going to be rolling out reviews on. And then besides that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Happy hunting.